when I stayed and I was the repo man at that time? Or?
No. Remember the one match we were supposed to have a match or something, and you had gone home, and
I stayed home.
You stayed home, and Brian and I had to do something. And what was proposed, Barry probably didn't even know anything, but there was a real screwy finish proposed. And we were led to believe that Barry was instrumental in it. I'm sure now, as I look on past and got past that, he probably had no idea. Because Vince and some of the people like to stir up things. And we had an opportunity, and I had proposed it to Barry. We had an opportunity to go to back to Atlanta at that time. And
see, that's why I stayed home at that time. Because we were going to go to Atlanta, I quit.
Well, see,
I was done.
We weren't told that, and we were told something else. And even Brian was shocked at the time. So I think we were left out. We thought we were left out to dry, but everything came through fruition when we went through the lawsuit and stuff like this. Things were cleared up. It wasn't so much from the office itself; it was from people that were agents who were leading, trying to stir up.
Right. See, because I don't know exactly what happened at the time, but we were talking about leaving, and we went on the road, and we weren't going to come to the next town. Well, we were coming back to work, and I stayed home. And I can remember it was during duck hunting season, and I was out in my backyard duck hunting, and it was about 2 days after we were supposed to be back, and I remember the phone rang 2-3 times. It was Vince calling the house. And finally I answered, and Vince says, "Darsow, where the hell are you?" And I says, "I'm out hunting." I said, "Screw this job, screw everything." I said, "I just don't want to talk to anybody." Hung up. And then that was the end of that. And then about a week later, Vince called me up. He says, "Well, come on in. I want to talk to you."
What made you quit?
Yeah, I can't really remember all the details.
Well, they wanted to put cloth masks over us.
Yeah, they were putting masks.
They called us into the office, and the Road Warriors were sitting there. This was after a series of matches, and we're up in the office probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Vince sent his limo. We're in Stanford, and they were going to do this and that. So I had contacted Ole, and unbeknownst to Vince, and then we were going to go into Atlanta. Well, I remember what it was now. So we go to the next, we're going to have the next couple series of matches, and then in the interim period, getting ready to make our leave. We're going to go to Japan. And we got word that Barry had gone up to the office and agreed to leave the team and have another gimmick, and then there's Brian and I, we couldn't communicate.
Did you guys try to call each other or no?
I don't remember.
I can't remember what the deal was.
I don't remember what it was. If we were, I know that Brian and I were upset at the time.
Right.
It was approached. It was presented to us that he had gone up and made his own agreement and was going to do this.
Well, because we already agreed that the demolition, that was the end of it. And I said, "Screw it, I'm done. I ain't gonna." You know, when I say I'm gonna go, I'm gone. I'm quitting. That's what I did in Charlotte, North Carolina. I got screwed up on a payoff. You know, they didn't give me what I wanted to do. Jimmy Crockett said, the wrong thing to me. I said, "Oh, I'm done then." You know, I mean, I was always confident enough that I could get another job and make my own way.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, that was the end of it.
If you guys went to WCW, would you have went in as Demolition, or would you have went in with a different gimmick? Or?
Well, we had options of both.
Vince owned the name, right, to Demolition, I guess, at the time?
No.
Oh, wow.
That was a situation that had to be settled in court. We had an option of going in as a tag team, Demolition. I mean, them getting Demolition was what Vince thought he was getting with the Road Warriors.
Right.
It would have been a lot bigger, I think, us going to WCW. There was 2 options. Even Brian was even involved in it. Ole wanted me to come back. He accepted the Demolition because I told him, I said, "You're throwing a good thing here. We've been on top for years and years and years." And we could have either done that, Barry and Brian go in as Demolition, and me go in as Mass Superstar, because they had Vader at the time. And they were having trouble having guys work with Vader, so they only suggested I come in and work with him. I said, well, I'd rather come in as Demolition. Because, you know, the last 6-7 years, that's all you see.
Right.
And that would have been a coup for them. They lost Road Warriors, but they gained Demolition. So did they lose or anything?
It would have been better.
And here's the situation that transpired. If you know anything about that history, there was little clicks here and there and here and there. So from the time that I had initial negotiations to go, and we were actually going to make more money, I think the money was about the same, but the time off was more, right?
Yeah.
And of course, it was a better situation for me, like I told Barry, because I lived there. It's going to be a little harder on him.
Right.
But the money was relatively the same when you compensate the time off.